I'm sure that you get asked a lot of questions about your journey in LA, how to get started. So tell me a little bit about your book that you wrote and how that came about.
Oh man, things to do while on unemployment.
That's an amazing
that was the book
title.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my God, that's great.
Yeah, you know, I wrote that a little while ago, and you know, yeah, I mean, you can look up my credits on IMDb, and you know, people have this whole perception of like what actors are and what they do, and it's like, oh, she's on screen with so and so, or she did this or whatever. Dang, she must be a millionaire. She must be doing this, and you know, and for some of us, you know, the journey, it takes a while to get there. And for whatever reason, you know, sometimes it's your mindset. I'll be honest, like, you know, I've didn't have the best, you know, confidence or mindset, you know, when I started out in this career. And so anyway, for some of us, yeah, like you can get out to LA and hit the ground running, and next thing you know, you're like in multi-million-dollar films making all this crazy money. And then for some of us, you know, you book your guest stars and your co-stars, or, you know, this role in a movie and here and there, and then you go back and you gotta file for unemployment, you know, like, or, you know, or you go back to your waitressing job or whatever it is, because the pay structure, it's changed so much over the years, and it's still changing right now. And so the reality of it is like, yeah, I mean, actors and some of them that you see on these shows and everything, like, they got to file for unemployment. They have to do what they can to survive and pay mortgages and car notes and all this type of stuff. So, you know, when I first came out here to LA, my journey was definitely a struggle. You know, I mean, aside from, you know, coming out here with no real financial support or anything, you know, like I said, I had a father that was in prison, you know, so I was dealing with a lot of things, just mentally, a lot of mental roadblocks, and just the whole logistics of it all. Like, I just came to a whole brand new city without anything, you know, so it's like, all right, girl, what you gonna do? How you gonna do it? And so I ended up working at the Waffle, which is a place in Hollywood on Sunset. I mean, literally like making $60 a shift. Then I had to pick up another waitressing job. So, you know, I was hustling it big time. And, you know, I knew in my heart and, you know, with every inch of my being that this is what I was set here to do. Like, and every time I thought about leaving acting, it always called me back. And so I was like, you know, I'm not going to give up. I'm going to keep going with it. And so a lot of things have shifted in my career at one point to where I had to let go of the waitressing jobs. And one of the big things that I had to do after booking a gig was go on unemployment. And you know, I hated it, because I was just like, in my mind, I was like, that means I'm a failure. That means I'm, you know, I'm like, who am I if I'm on TV and then I have to file for unemployment? Like, that's BS, you know? But I started just thinking about it and talking to a lot of other actors and everything, and it's a norm. And, you know, and I wanted to just kind of get rid of that stigma around it and just really present a different perspective and a funny perspective around it. And also to help people out too, because you know, the big thing is that with unemployment, like, we pay for that. Like, we put that money into the system, you know? And people don't know how to file. People don't know the rules around it. And people get really intimidated by the system of it. And it's nothing to be intimidated by. It's there because you need it. And so I made a lot of mistakes when filing and being on unemployment. That I learned from, and so the book was just my way to share that. The book was also my way to just make people who are in those situations to just laugh, you know, to just look at it like, yeah, this is crazy, you know, like, all right, yeah, let me cut some expenses, let me you know, find some different ways to navigate my finances, and to just know that, like, I'm not going to be on unemployment forever. Like, this is just where I am temporarily. So that's why I wrote the book, and, you know, it still sells, and people, you know, hit me up like, thank you, I didn't know I could do this. I didn't know, you know, like, oh, that's what you do. This is who you call. So yeah, it's something I created just to give people support and laughter. You know?